I'm out here in the Utah wilderness with my adventure girl, Sukie, and we're traveling on one of the most remote roads in Utah called the Pony Express. And just like the one behind me, there are markers on the Pony Express which basically indicate way stations which were established in the 1800s. And I'm going further on the Pony Express than I've ever traveled, and we're going to some of the most remote way stations that this trail has to offer. And our goal is to make it to an old mining ghost town way out in the remote wilderness. Well, we're here early in the morning and we're ready to get going. Anyway, she's been sitting in the truck too long, so I'm gonna walk her around and let her enjoy the wilderness a little bit before we get back on the road. We got a long journey ahead of us. We're gonna go camping tonight too. We're gonna find a remote spot after we find that ghost town. So we're on quite the adventure today. The Pony Express was established in the 1800s to get mail quickly from the East Coast to the West Coast. Typically, it would have taken about 4 to 6 months to get mail from the East to the West, and the Pony Express would do it in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. And that's solely because there were way stations every 10 to 15 miles because the horses couldn't, maintain a full gallop past that point. And we're going to visit some of the most remote way stations out in the middle of the desert. And there's some cool history tied to each of those, so stick around. All right, let's get going. Now, you can't drive the Pony Express without stopping at one of the most famous way stations, Simpson Springs. And it's still used today for all the animals out here, right? There's wild horses out here, there's antelope, there's birds, there's chihuahuas. But yeah, this is a really cool place. I mean, this has been used for hundreds of years by the Native Americans, by the pioneers, by the cowboys. It's still active today. Pretty cool. What are you sniffing in all the cow and horse poop, huh? It's only about 9:30 in the morning and it's probably 80, 85 degrees. So it's going to be quite the adventure. Sukie does not like being hot. So we're going to have to make a lot of stops, make sure she's comfortable. But it's all part of the adventure, right? She'll sniff around here for a minute, then we'll get back on the road. All right, let's keep going. All right, well, Sukie and I just pulled over to Black Rock Station. So this is one of the stations on the Pony Express. And the reason they call it Black Rock Station is, well, there's a little black rock right there. Really, it's just flat desert all around it. So pretty prominent. But yeah, we're just hanging out here. Sukie's having some water. But this is the station right before Fish Springs Wildlife Refuge. But it was a very vital stop for the Pony Express because of the water. So because it's so remote out here. I mean, it is hot and water is like diamonds out here. So we'll go see that next. But right now we're just going to chill. We're going to go for a walk and it's pretty hot. So I don't think she's going to walk very long, but I need to get her tired. So anyway, we're just chilling. I guess the actual monument was erected in 1940. Pretty interesting. I mean, I think I'm about 40, 50 miles into this road. So we're pretty deep into the desert at this point, and it's heating up too. But yeah, here we are. Here's the view. Just an open desert. Also, I can't use my drone because I just dropped it and one of the propellers fell off and I brought the wrong propeller to fix it. It's all good, makes it a little simpler to film. Also, this is so ominous. There's a bunch of bones here and a bunch of empty shotgun shells. A vertebrae, jawbone. What are we doing? Okay, I better get back to Sukie before she becomes a bone. But yeah, we've relaxed. We're gonna take off and we're gonna go to Fish Springs. All right, to Fish Springs Station. Yeah, there are so many giant horseflies out there. I was gonna park here and explain Fish Springs, but I'm gonna park somewhere else. This is, it's crazy how many horseflies are out there. Colonel Simpson established a post office here in Fish Springs in 1859, and by the time the Pony Express rolled around in 1860, this became a vital water source for the entire Pony Express. They say this was the most vital water source within hundreds of miles. I mean, this place, when you actually dive into it, it's huge. There's so much wildlife out here. That's why it became a refuge. And honestly, when you look at it on Google Maps or you drive through it, it's unbelievable how big it is. And it's also crazy because we are seriously in the middle of nowhere out here. I'm probably 60 miles into my journey on that back dirt road. Then I have another, 80, 90 miles to go. So it's very remote out here. And it's a great place to visit. I mean, there's all kinds of wildlife and birds, and it's just a vital source of the ecosystem. It's like its own biome out here. Probably hard to see on this camera, but all of this green area here is part of the wildlife refuge. And it expands for miles and miles out there. It's really cool. All right, well, I think we're gonna get back on the road, and the next stop is actually the one I'm most excited for because I think it has the best standing structure from the Pony Express days, and it has a pretty interesting story, so let's get over there. All right, let's go. Here's the Fish Springs station marker. Just so much water and green, just in the middle of the desert here. Okay. Let's get back on the road now. All right, made it to Boyd Station. William Boyd, or he went by Bid, B-I-D, he ran this station during the Pony Express. But, the Pony Express ended 1861. He lived out here in this outpost until the early 1900s. So imagine that, you're running this outpost for the Pony Express, and then you decide to live another 40 years in this station. And it is isolated out here. But there's actually some remnants of the structure here, and there's some gun walls as well, or some gun ports in it. But this is the original structure. Check it out. Look at this. This is where Bid Boyd lived for over 40 years. It's just a hot, dry, desolate desert out here. Yeah, not very big either, I mean, I guess he'd have to go over to Fish Springs to get any water. I heard there's gun ports in this as well. So that kind of tells you the state of things out here. It wasn't, all roses. Well, nobody thought it was. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, the original stone here. It's probably one of the most preserved structures on the Pony Express, the original. But that's because Bid lived here, well past the Pony Express. So, but looking around, this is the only thing here. That's it. Just this little structure that he had. Ooh, man, during the summer, for over 40 years out here. I mean, this heat sucks in modern day, but I have a truck and air conditioning. Bid just had to sweat it out, I guess. Who knows? Yeah, here it is. I mean, just look around us. Wish I had my drone. Just truly is isolated out here. Man, the sand is really hot too, so I can't really take Sukie out to walk in this. She's itching to get out. Just reading this information at this site, and man, so cool. I mean, the riders would, ride hard for 15 miles, get to a station, get water, supplies, another horse, and take right off. And the same thing would happen in the other direction as well. Riders going back and forth. Really incredible to think about, just kind of like a highway back in the 1860s. Man, it's just hard to imagine though. Just people racing through the desert here. But then I believe the telegraph is what, stopped the Pony Express. It only lasted for a year and a half. Found the only shade for Sukie to walk in and pee. Everything outside in the sun is so hot. Oh, she's gonna go out there. Sukie, that's hot. You do not want to be in the sun. Oh, it's so hot. Go in the shade. There you go. Yeah, just unfortunate that it's so hot. All the rock and sand on the ground hurts my hand, so there's no way I'm letting her walk on it. It's crazy. It says here that the first teams of Pony Express riders amazed the nation by accomplishing their east and westbound deliveries within the projected 10-day schedule. You know, they could accomplish that route 10 days. Come on, Sukie, it's too hot out. It's too hot. She does not like that I'm just placing her in here. All right, Sukie, it's too hot out there for you. Coming up on a small community here in the middle of the desert. Welcome to Callao, established 1857. Cool. Only a few people here. I think that's the entire community. Pretty fascinating when you realize how remote this place is, but they make it work. All right, we've been on the road for quite a while now. We're about to drop into a ghost town called Gold Hill. And I say it's a ghost town, but I think a couple people still live there. But gold was discovered out here in 1858. And then by 1892, Gold Hill was established. So Gold Hill had a lot of arsenic here, along with some copper and other things. But that made it boom, and up to 3,000 people lived here at one point with saloons, a doctor, post office. Now really it's just a remnant of the past. So we're about to drop in there, and I figured I'd give you a little bit of background before we did. But yeah, just a couple more miles. Let's go. Goodwin Mercantile Company, General Merchandise. So yeah, one of the original buildings here in Gold Hill. Pretty cool. And not too much here. There was a railroad that went through this town and went specifically to Gold Hill to pull out ore, but that closed down I think in the 1930s. So got a stop sign. No one's here. I'm trying to wait for Sukie to go to the bathroom, but she's such a queen. She just will not go unless it's a perfect situation. The vibe I'm getting from this small town is, if you've ever seen the movie Tremors, that's what it feels like out here. Just in the desert, very small community, giant sandworms. Town of Gold Hill, established in 1892, was named for a gold-bearing mountain just east of town. The Deep Creek Railroad was built into Gold Hill in 1917. And the town quickly bloomed. Arsenic was badly needed during World War I to control insects, destroying the cotton fields of the South. Over 3,000 people lived and worked here as stores, a school, a pool hall, and a newspaper flourished. Then cheaper foreign sources of arsenic became available and the town faded. I think Sukie and I are going to hop back on the road. You know, we're going to find a camping spot because I feel like we just need to relax for the day. Make sure to check for traffic out here in Gold Hill. All right, let's go. Let's find a camping spot. Got a bunch of wild horses on the move right by the road here. Just roaming the desert. All right, well, made it to a camping spot. Looks like it's going to be a good night. Got a bunch of clouds coming out. Sukie's happy because it's not as hot. Yeah, we're just going to walk around and then I'll get set up when it gets a little cooler to make some food. Got things semi set up in the back of my truck. Sukie's loving it. You're just making yourself at home, aren't you? Yeah, you're feeling better since you ate and you peed. It's turning out to be a beautiful evening. These clouds coming in, it's gonna be a great sunset. Sukie just burrowed herself under a towel. She was panting outside, so we came in here to cool down. Now she's too comfortable. There's so much bacon here. What am I doing? What are we doing? Got bacon in the desert, baby. Check out this sunset brewing. I'm cooking. Sunset's cooking. Oh yeah. Ah, mamma mia! Oh no, one egg down. Be more careful. Hey, we're getting there. Sorry, I thought I was recording, but yeah, I put the eggs on there. Now for the bacon, we're just gonna lay it in there. First bite, cheers. Mmm. Hits the spot. Oh man. Right, Sukie? What a good girl. Well, that was a great dinner. Now Sukie and I are bedded down. She is tired. She is laying on her blanket. So yeah, unless something happens, I will see you guys in the morning. Good night. Did you want to go outside? You go pee, huh? All right, sun just barely came up. Oh. Good morning. You want to go pee? What a great morning. It's already pretty hot though. It's only 7 in the morning. It was really fun yesterday. We went really deep into the desert. Went all the way to that ghost town, Gold Hill. I'm definitely gonna go back there and explore it more. There's a lot to the area. There's a lot of different mines all over. I mean, it's so remote out there. We're definitely gonna go back. Nice little scouting mission for that. Don't want to push Sukie too hard because one, she's not an adventuring dog. She's only been on a few adventures. So she gets kind of anxious. And two, she gets really hot. I mean, yesterday she was just panting if I took her out of the truck for more than 5 minutes. So just kind of having to balance that whole thing is kind of annoying. I mean, it's nice to have her, obviously. Can't really go on any hardcore adventures when she's around right now, at least. Well, I think that's about it. Sukie and I are going to begin the journey home. You know, I think she's ready to lay in her own bed and go pee where she normally pees. It's kind of a queen. She's not really an adventure dog. She just likes being around me. Oh, am I boring you? And hey, feel free to hit that subscribe button to join me on an adventure every week. I'll be poking out into the wilderness, trying to find some cool things. Yeah, if that sounds fun to you, subscribe, like the video. All right. See everybody later. Say bye, Suke. There you go. All right, Sukie, let's go.